Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those who watch this video. I hope you enjoy it. And today we're talking about Teen Wolf starring Michael J. Fox. If I remember right about this movie was that it was made before Back to the Future and it had a small budget. And then for some reason it was held back. It didn't get released and it ended up being released after Back to the Future. And that's when Michael J. Fox became a big star. And then they released Teen Wolf, and then Teen Wolf made a lot of money as well, showing the star power of Michael J. Fox. Let's just come out and say, in the mid-'80s, Michael J. Fox was gold. Actually, Michael J. Fox, I'm going to let a little secret out. What's one of my favorite actors? If Michael J. Fox is in a movie, I will go see it. I will see it. I'm not going to say here, brag, I've seen every single movie that Michael J. Fox has been in, but I've seen most of them, or a lot of them, okay? Anyways, during the mid-'80s, Michael J. Fox, like I said, was gold. Box office gold. He was Secret of My Success. He made that movie that was subpar to be very profitable, to say the least. And here in Teen Wolf, you can kind of tell that Teen Wolf was a low-budget movie. And if it didn't have Michael J. Fox in it, it probably wouldn't have made as much money in it. But, you know, Michael J. Fox is definitely the standout actor in this movie. He really carries this movie. Then another side note here, personal. This is personal, okay? Personal story here. Let's just say that. So, like, your main villain in this is that kid with the brown hair. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about. It's the kid from the other basketball team. You know, he's kind of like a bully. He likes the girl. He's the boyfriend of the girl that Michael J. Fox's character likes. So, you know, he's wearing orange in this, you know, and then at this time period, Syracuse was a really good basketball team in 1987 that made it to the finals. They had this guy on their team named Ronnie Cycli, who was their center. He was very good, ended up going to the NBA and playing for the Miami Heat. Anyways, enough about his story is because this guy, the bad guy in Teen Wolf looked similar to Ron Cycli. I hated Ron Cycli for that reason. I was like, oh, I hate this guy. He's probably a big bully, you know. I was just a young kid, you know. Couldn't really separate fact from fiction. Anyways, that's why I didn't like Ron Cycli, is because he looked so much like this guy in Teen Wolf. He was just a jerk in Teen Wolf. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get into Teen Wolf here. So, for those of you who have never seen Teen Wolf and don't know what it's about, basically it's about Michael J. Fox's character here. He likes the popular girl. Don't all teenage boys, when you were in high school, didn't you like the popular girl? And then he has a childhood friend girl, and she likes Michael J. Fox, but he's too interested chasing the most popular girl in school. Anyways, little does Michael J. Fox knows is that his family lineage has a gene which changes them into wolves and sometimes werewolves, and sometimes it doesn't always happen. It skips a generation, so his dad didn't bother telling him about this history lesson to Michael J. Fox, which probably would have been important because let's say it didn't hit Michael J. Fox's character, and then Michael J. Fox's son turns into a werewolf. And then you would have a whole conundrum right there because Michael J. Fox wouldn't know what the hell's going on, right? So his dad should have told him either way, right? Anyways, a little plot hole there. So he changes it to Michael J. Fox here, going back here. He changes it to the wolf. And I don't know if if it's really accurate how society would react to Michael J. Fox's character. We'll just say this is another universe, all right? And weird stuff like this is normal because once Michael J. Fox turns into this werewolf, he just goes out in public with it and starts doing weird stuff, including car surfing. Okay, so back in the 90s, there was a movie called Program, and there was a scene where these teenagers would lay in the middle of the road where the yellow line is and cars would drive back and forth. I believe it's Program. All right, never heard of it before in my life until the movie came out. And then you started having a bunch of these kids copycatting that scene in the movie. I'm just wondering if this car surfing that's going on in Teen Wolf, if that was an actual thing. And how many of you crazies out there, let me know in the comments below. You saw this scene on Teen Wolf, saw them surfing, car surfing on this big van are those big old moving trucks. You know, you was out there surfing, standing on top of them, acting like you were surfing the roads. How many of you did that? I'm wondering how many copycats there were. I don't remember because I was pretty young at that time. Hearing on the news of kids standing on top of their cars, surfing the roads, you know. But if you were somebody from California, I imagine you Californians would have done this crazy stuff since, you know, you guys are all surfers out there. You were probably the ones who've been more influenced by this. But any of you out there try to car surf because of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. I won't make fun of you. I'm just interested in knowing. Or have you heard any stories about teenagers car surfing because of Teen Wolf or just in general? Like I said, it's a low budget movie, and Michael J. Fox is carry it. There is some funny scenes in here. I gotta question their janitor and his mopping skills. There's a scene where he mops his hallway, and it looks like he just threw a bucket of mop water on it because there's like probably like a good inch of water on this gym floor that Michael J. Fox runs down and skids through, slipping and sliding. There's no announcement about the flood being flooded because of sprinklers or anything. So I'm just assuming that the janitor did it, considering we see right before Michael J. Fox runs down this hallway, the janitor mopping up the floor. So, I mean, somebody needs some mopping skills. You don't just throw your buckets of water down on the floor to mop, especially as much as that, like you hydroplane down the floor. That's pretty funny. This show does kind of have some social commentary, you know. Like I said, it's kind of accurate about boys wanting to chase the hottest, most popular girl in school. The whole thing, you know. And then you got the common storyline. Childhood girl meets boyfriend, likes a boy, you know, and they get together in the end. Kind of goes along with the other teenage movies at this time period. This, Pretty in Pink, you know, all those Molly Ringwald movies that came out during this time period. Then a little bit, then eventually you would lead into The Breakfast Club, where you got some delinquents. But, you know, there's a lot of movies during this time period that were aimed for high school kids. And I guess you could say not teenagers, college students as well. And maybe some of those parents who like to reminisce about their time back in high school. But during these mid-'80s, you got a lot of those movies about high school kids. Ferris Bueller would be another one that you could put in that list. And they're all pretty much the same storyline. And this one kind of goes with that formula of movie that was being shot during this time period. Like I said, you can kind of tell this is a low-budget movie. Really kind of stands out in the final basketball game. Our main character here, Jay Fox, he's a basketball player. Once he turns into the wolf, he becomes unstoppable, you know. And what I guess I was saying earlier about, I don't know if this movie's be very realistic. It's not only is he out there showing himself in public, but more people are accepted to it than not acceptable to it. Like the principal doesn't like it, and there's another kid that was like his friend, Michael J. Fox's friend, and now he's scared of Michael J. Fox. So like more people are like cheering him on and rooting for him, and he comes from a nerd to the most popular boy in high school because now he's a wolf, and plus he's good in basketball, which if you're good at a sport in high school, usually your popularity rises. You don't see very many nerds being the best player on their high school team, or let's say nerds, but unpopular kids being the best player on their team. Usually if you're the best player on your team, your popularity is high and not low, right? So this is the case because he's all of a sudden a stud on the court. He's popular, and I guess being a werewolf helps your popularity as well, because even the most popular girl in school is now taking interest in him. And you know, but there are some people in this. There's less people who look down upon him now than there are who all of a sudden like him. You know, it's like complete reversal because now he's a werewolf. I don't know if that part's really realistic. And like I said, and I guess you could just say this is another universe where you know, stuff like this is normal. You know, not in our universe. This is Earth 2. Let's just say that, or something like that, when this movie takes place. And like the low budget we come back to the final basketball game. They kind of recycle the same scenes over and over again. Just use different camera angles for those same scenes. First time you watched it, I think I noticed it. Like, even as a kid, I noticed it, that these scenes are being recycled. It's the same play over and over again. And rewatching it now, this in the last week as an adult, and like I said, I haven't seen this movie in probably 30 years, 20 years, 30 years, probably 90s maybe last time I saw this. So it was like a fresh movie to me. It was more noticeable now, maybe because I was looking for it. But overall, I would recommend this movie. You've never seen it before. Michael J. Fox carries this movie. And, you know, the side characters aren't bad either. Got some pretty good supporting cast. My favorite character was always Styles. I love Styles. Maybe because I was the complete opposite. He's the outgoing kid. He's an outgoing guy. You know, he's his best friend. Always supportive. Until he stops wanting to be the werewolf and he gets kind of mad at him because he's making money off of it. But I love Styles. He's always kind of like on the borderline of a rule breaker, very outgoing guy. And I don't know. Yep. Oh, and also, you know, this movie is so popular that a Saturday cartoon spun off of it. I watched the Saturday cartoon when I was a kid. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it as a kid. I wouldn't watch it as an adult, but I did like it as a kid. Anyways, have you ever seen Teen Wolf? Check it out. I recommend this one. You'll see just how great of an actor Michael J. Fox was back in the 80s. He was always a great actor, even in his 90s stuff. Spin City and The Frighteners, he did an excellent job in those. Every movie that he's in, Michael J. Fox always stands out as one of the better actors in whatever he's in. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Have a great day, and bye.